Between what we've lived through and what our day jobs demand, we've spent some serious time researching neuroscience. The pattern we keep seeing is the way we think shapes the way we behave. And over time, those behaviors shape our outcomes, often before we even realize we've made a choice.
So in that research of neuroscience, it opened the door to neuroplasticity, habit loops, stress responses, microdecisions, all the brainy stuff that explains why just try harder is a trash strategy. In this lab, we're rewiring habits one experiment at a time.
Welcome to I² Lab.
We had a comment in the group that you and I were talking offline. I wanted to bring that up. I won't say who made the comment because we don't have her permission, but I wanted to read what she wrote, and I'll read it verbatim because I don't want to get it wrong. It's just really exciting, and I think that we can all relate to this.
Well, this comes up a lot.
It does. Yeah, it comes up a lot. So my neighbors asked me the other day if I was sick. It caught me off guard. I was working outside in my flower beds, my form of therapy, and they stepped up to the gate and hesitantly asked me if I was sick. No. Why? Well, we noticed that you have lost a lot of weight. Oh, I told them. Well, I've been focusing on a better lifestyle, and losing some weight was a portion of that.
Oh, that's such a good response.
It is. She was prepared. It's funny how we can see on the scale a few pounds gone and our clothes fit better, but when we look in the mirror, it's hard for us to see the improved self, at least for me. So when I started with Lory in September, I was wearing a tight size 16, should have been an 18. I have gone from 18-16, 14-12, and I am now comfortably wearing a 10. I bought a new pair of capris this weekend, and when I pulled them off the rack, I thought to myself, those are way too small. No way will those fit. They fit. I came out of the dressing room in total shock and disbelief. My brain is so far behind in seeing my transformation. The scale, the clothes, the neighbors, they see it, but I am really struggling to see it. Hopefully, I can wrap my head around this. Don't get me wrong, I am very excited about this. Just like one of Lory's messages, it didn't happen overnight. 8 to 9 months, actually. But now it kind of feels like it really wasn't that long ago. I can't wait to see where I will be in 3, 4, 6, 9 months from now.
I can't either.
This is, there's a couple amazing supportive comments from the group on here too. So I know that others are excited and others have experienced this as well. But we were talking, and just you notice that when people say these kinds of comments, it really can catch you off guard. You know, when you're struggling with your health, you're tired or you're inflamed, and you don't feel like yourself, no one really says anything. Mm-mm. It's interesting how nobody says anything when they probably should. Right?
In fact, you get a little, this might be another podcast for another day. You get a little ignored.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, in all honesty, you're probably happy that you get ignored because you're hoping people don't see you. But yeah, nobody says anything when they probably should say something. But the moment you start taking care of yourself, everyone has something to say. Mm-hmm. In this case,
not everyone, but
some people, and it comes from a good place, right?
It can, and it also could come from a place that is not so.
Mrs. Positivity. I'm like, it comes from a good place.
I'm like,
not necessarily
all the time.
Always. That's true. In this case, it was, are you sick or are you too skinny or one bite won't hurt or something? And I think you and I can probably go through some of those common things that people say. I think that's probably what this podcast will turn into.
This is important for people to hear, because if this is the 6th, 7th time you've done this, and other times you don't know why you didn't go all the way, or you may have stopped at a certain weight, this could have been why, and you don't even realize this was why.
Right. Because it can
This F's with your head.
Off guard. Mm-hmm. It has you've mentioned it before, but it has me as well. But you have a great story.
I
in
was
this.
doing Weight Watchers. We started back in 2018 for the 8,000th time we were doing this. I think it was actually the 5th. But I had lost 125 pounds at that point. I was still 225 pounds, by the way, when this was said to me. I'm 5'9". I was wearing, I would say, if I remember correctly, like a 12 maybe, 10, 12 at the time. And yes, 125 pounds down is significant. So I probably did look a lot thinner, but I was still 225 pounds. So somebody came up to me, somebody who I'd worked with, love him, amazing guy. And it was just like we were walking out of a meeting and he said, how much more? You looking really good. How much more are you going to lose? But it wasn't you're sick. It wasn't a, God, you're not going to lose anymore, are you? Which those are things people have heard.
Oh yeah.
It was just a innocent question.
Yeah.
But I can trace back that time around the mountain. That was the moment I stopped. And I didn't realize it at the time that I had. But looking back on it today, almost 7, 8 years later, that was when I can actually say I stopped. Now, I didn't gain 125 pounds back overnight, but I could, if I really knew which date that was said to me, I could actually see the trajectory go up. I never lost more. I never got below 225 pounds. That's how I know. I could see it because I use the app Happy Scale. I love Happy Scale. It's free. I think it's free. I have the free version. I'm sure there could be a version that isn't free, but it has some data and some stats, and it starts to give you milestones, and it shows a trajectory of like, ooh, you're going to hit your milestone 3 by June 14th or something. It's kind of cool.
The Lose It app does that too.
Oh, does it? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I have all of mine back from that time in Happy Scale. So I could see exactly, I could see it go up and then level out a little bit and then go up a little bit more and then level out about 250 and then go up a little bit more. And then, a year later, we're almost getting into COVID at that point. So, and then that was when it really all came back on.
Yeah.
But it's not like I can say COVID did it all. COVID finished the job in getting me all the way back up there, but I was already 80 pounds up.
COVID allowed me, at least I'll say, to hide.
Oh, for sure.
Nobody
I didn't have to see anybody. You only had to see from my chin up.
And at the right angle.
Yeah.
It looked okay.
Really,
Yeah. So, I mean, it affects us emotionally, but I think where we always like to go to, it affects us neurologically as well.
It does.
Yeah.
And if you can prepare for you might never get anybody that says anything to you, but if you can prepare, she was ready for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She took it as a positive. She posted it and she's all excited.
Yeah.
I mean, she is pumped about it,
and this is what's so cool about the group is they share these kinds of things, and someone who is, lurking on the outside in the group, which is totally fine. I was a lurker for sure. They're learning. They're learning from others. They're seeing that, oh God, she did that. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Maybe I should consider that, thinking of what my comeback would be. I hate that they said sick because
that implies that she doesn't look well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've seen this individual. She looks fantastic. So
I will say most people who say something probably are not malicious.
No.
I think that's probably fair to say. But it can still carry emotional weight. And if you aren't prepared for this completely stopped my weight loss.
It can hit harder than it should.
100%. So if you are prepared for the punch that's going to come in a sense, I think you can brace for it in a different way. So that's what this is going to be about.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about all of the ones that we've come up against, all the ones that we've heard others come up against.
Yeah.
And some of them could be malicious.
Right. They very well could be. I think the weight loss journey too, I think we've said this probably 100 different ways, but it's not just a physical transformation. it's a social and neurological transformation too. So I think that social aspect is important because I think that social aspect is where this can hit really hard, because you're fitting into a group. If you're not prepared for these comments, I think that's where that can neurologically impact you. I think that's one of the biggest reasons people stall, regress, or quit. And maybe that social aspect is maybe that's why it impacted you so hard at that.
I wasn't a part of the tribe anymore.
Right.
Potentially. It's a social comparison and an insecurity in your social place.
Yes.
Where I fit, and that I really struggled with that. How I fit into the group was a big girl because that's how I fit.
Right.
I had established that with the team. They knew me as that. All of this is more than likely subconscious, by the way.
Yeah.
But
not that you wanted to be the big girl in the group.
No.
You just
I
were.
was.
And what does that even mean? I don't know,
I think there's subtle doubt, and then there's concern. Well, especially with her, this comment around being sick, there's concern, and that how much are you going to lose? I would have that fall in that same category. He didn't say I looked sick, but there was this underlying
the tone. Every time I wasn't there when this was said, but every time you repeat it, there's this tone of like, you aren't going to lose any more. It's a very concern.
Not even have said it like that, but that's how I heard it.
It's how you remember it. It's how you say it.
That could also show up as don't lose too much.
Yeah.
You're getting pretty small. You don't want to look unhealthy. I mean, that's all the hidden signal is. There's a limit to your change that you're going to make. And mine stopped dead in its tracks. That was my limit that I hit because I was not prepared for that. I was like, whoa, maybe he's right. Am I getting too thin? I am in a small, maybe I'm, you start making up all of this stuff around it.
So let's break that down. So when people say, let's break it down, because I think we can try to come up with a bunch of them to try to prepare people.
I have some other ones too.
Yeah, I do too. So we can kind of bounce back and forth. But
good.
When people say, are you sick or are you okay? They have that concern, or it sounds like concern at face value. What's really happening there? You've had a transformation quickly, right? You've changed quickly.
What feels quickly?
It does feel quickly. Probably enough that their brains probably flag it as unusual. Because I feel like when it's you ever notice when you lose weight, it feels more slowly.
Of course. I think it took me a year to lose that 125 pounds.
And I remember when you and I have lost, actually every time you and I have lost weight, we'll drop 50 pounds before anyone even notices.
Oh, nobody says anything until I lose my first 50 or 60.
But we hide it well behind our height, behind what we're wearing.
Well, I think I do. I think I hide it well.
Yeah, well. But it almost does appear like it happens overnight to other people, because we see ourselves in the mirror every day. So it's a very gradual process. The people that we love that we see every day, it's a gradual process. But if somebody doesn't see you for
3 or 4 months,
it is overnight. Sorry, I snapped my fingers. You guys might have heard that. I didn't mean to do that. So it can seem like their brain is probably flagging it as unusual. Oh my gosh, is something wrong? I mean, that might be what's going on in their head. Like your old body equals their reference point. Your new body is now uncertainty to them.
Mm-hmm.
And uncertainty it just makes them uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So there's concern there.
Yep.
Not that that's your problem, right? But it's just something to be aware of what might be going on that other person's side.
And what's going on in your head,
yes,
in your brain,
yes,
is you're constantly scanning for threats, whether we know we're doing it or not. That's just what we do. Your amygdala is rapid threat detection. And the threats, used to be the saber-toothed tiger or something that was actually physically threatening you, but now your brain is constantly scanning for rejection, exclusion, social risk. I mean, when someone makes a comment about your body or the change of your body, the amygdala, that threat center, may interpret it as, am I being judged? Am I going to lose belonging here? Which I think that's where, if I'm wrestling with my specific one, or am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
That's the other one. Because I struggle with, I'm not enough. So I'm sure I'm always like, oh crap, no, I didn't do that right, or I'm doing something wrong. Even if the comment sounds neutral, which I think his was even more neutral than hers, the one she got.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, there's also, I want to bring this up here. If you view small as frailty I'm just going to use this
a correlation
as an example.
there.
Yeah. If you had our grandmother had Parkinson's, and she became a little frail. She was always thin, actually. She was never overweight. Maybe she thought she was in her 60s, 70s, and 80s. You're talking 10 pounds tops. Like, she was a tall, thin rail of a female, beautiful. And she got frail, not like sickly frail, but her body was not working in the way that it
she didn't have the muscle
work.
that
She didn't have the balance.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we don't have that. If we see small as frail, do we see being seen as too small as a threat to us somewhere subconsciously? I think that's something that
I think I do. And to be completely honest, and I'm not trying to say I see a short, small female out there and I think she's frail, but on a personal level, because you and I do have substantial height to us and our build, and I do see that as a threat. If somebody is going to be like, oh man, you're so thin, you're so small, like what are you talking about? And makes me sit up.
I value, one of my big values is freedom.
Right.
If I'm too small, if I'm too frail, am I still going to have the freedom?
Right. Do I have the strength, the power, the autonomy, the freedom
to get up and down off the toilet when I'm 70 or 80 or
just
90?
To be able to walk down the street by myself and not worry about,
go to the coffee shop, walk my dog.
Right.
I mean, those seem like simple, innocuous things, but if I can't do those, that's
right. There's simple freedoms in that too. I do want to bring up just because you're talking about a social aspect, and I love the scarf model, so I just want to bring it up really quickly. The social threat you mentioned, it works the same way as the physical threat that you mentioned, which is you're out in the wild, there's the tiger and all of that. So when somebody says, are you okay? Don't lose any more weight. Your brain hears that something is wrong.
Yep, your amygdala flags it.
Right? Just what you said. You might not belong, just like you said. You're stepping outside the group. And I'm just reiterating what you said. That triggers that self-doubt, that hesitation, that emotional discomfort. So even though logically you're doing the right thing, that self-doubt, I just want to say that again because I'm just repeating that again because it's so important.
I don't think a lot of us see it as a threat.
I know, but
because it isn't the car coming at me. It isn't the thing that's falling from the sky.
But if subconsciously so many of us think, I'm not enough. And then if that, and so many of us do, but if that one comment triggers down to my brain hears that something is wrong, then it triggers self-doubt. And then all of a sudden, am I not doing the right things? And then I'm just going to stop doing what I'm doing because apparently I'm no longer belonging. We got to be prepared for that.
You were going here because so one is the amygdala registering the threat, but then there is actual physical pain. Social pain actually equals physical pain. So you have, the research shows that the anterior cingulate cortex, the ACC, it lights up for physical pain, but it also lights up for social rejection or evaluation. The same. So your brain doesn't neatly separate those two things. It doesn't say I'm being criticized puts me in danger. Like it doesn't separate. It's almost like the same as you getting a nail shot through your foot.
And some of us may think that what others think about us doesn't matter.
I'm one of those because
I said that very politely, and then I looked at her.
She looked at me. Yeah. So
I was like, some of us may think that.
I struggle with this concept because I'm look, if you don't have a bone sticking out of your body or you're profusely bleeding, then you better buck up, buttercup. And none of these are...
Put on your big girl pants. Let's go.
Aren't external bruises you have going on. These aren't external scars. This isn't a bone sticking out of my body, but this is the same kind of thing. It processes both things as this matters for survival.
Your subconscious is still, and your brain is still firing off that threat, that social threat, even if you're not really thinking it consciously. And I do that too. I walk around, I'm like, it doesn't matter what they think, because I'll just brush it off, because I don't want it to matter.
I don't want it to have to matter because I don't want to have to wrestle with the emotion of it.
Right.
Who's got time for that?
Nobody.
Your brain doesn't just hear the words either. It interprets them through past experiences. It interprets them through identity beliefs. So that brings into, if you did see a sick grandparent or a sick parent or someone, a relative or a neighbor that was sick, and you saw that as frail, you have that experience. Whether it could have been when you were 5 or, but it's still there. It interprets them through fear of losing the connection. So how much more are you going to lose, or are you sick? It can become internally, I'm going too far. I need to stop here. People are noticing. People are noticing, or I might lose acceptance here.
And you're already going through an identity shift. We talked about the cost of self-awareness.
Yeah.
You're already in that gap. And you're already struggling, and you're not quite, you haven't quite made the total shift, right? And it's so easy to go back and forget and do the other things.
In that funky
very
middle.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. And that doesn't, of course, that wasn't that person's intent to do that.
Oh, no.
They're just saying it out of concern, or it's they might even think that they're it's a compliment in some way. Like, oh, I meant that as a oh, you're looking sick these days, I don't know that anybody would really intentionally mean that as a compliment, but maybe. And then there's the nervous system response to that. Depending on the person, you may get a fight response. Like you might get defensive. Like, why do you care? I could see somebody. I have never quite reacted to that, at least externally. I know I didn't think that in the moment.
I was going to say, I would have those internal thoughts. I may not say them externally, but I would have those internal thoughts for sure. I'd be like, what does it matter to you?
So you've got fight, defensive, why do you care? There's also a flight, avoiding situations, or you hide your habits. So this typically, not always, but it could come from shame. So if I'm doing something, if you internalize it as I'm doing something wrong, then there could be, depending on your experiences and how you view it, you could internalize that as shame. And when shame is there, that's when hiding usually happens. So you start to hide those things. You don't start to flaunt. I mean, not that you were flaunting it before, but even now when I go out to eat with other people that I know aren't doing anything, I want to go last or first when I'm ordering because I have to ask for something different than other people. And I don't want them to think they're doing something wrong if they're not asking for the pasta to be replaced with vegetables. I don't always do that either. And I feel like I will over-explain it. I'm like, just today, guys, I'm doing a thing. I'm next time I'll get I don't know what
it's been like 4 years now.
I know. They're like, yeah, we know you don't eat the pasta. But I do. It's not that I never do. Sometimes. I just choose 80% of the time not to. And then we've talked about, so there's fight, flight, there's freeze, overthinking, second guessing yourself, which, I think I was more of the flight one where it caught me off guard that someone, I know they see me, but someone was looking at my body in that way. Not that you can't, I don't necessarily care, but I think it caught me off guard that because I was just doing the thing. We were just going to the meetings. I was eating the food. So it could come as freeze, overthinking, second guessing yourself. And then that slowly starts to come out as maybe a little bit of self-sabotage that you start to backpedal on some of your stuff. Maybe you don't food prep as diligently as you did before, or you allow the piece of bread at the restaurant where you haven't been for the last few weeks. So that's something to also watch yourself that you could do. And we've talked about this on another podcast where there's fight, flight, freeze, and then there's fawn. It's very common in weight loss. And it could come up as maybe they're right. So you start to people please. So you start to, oh, you know what? Maybe they're right. I think I did this a little bit too. Or it could come up as, I don't want to make people uncomfortable. This is where I sit with the flight and fawn a little bit. I typically don't freeze, I don't think.
Not in weight loss.
Not in weight loss because I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to do it. I'm a doer.
I don't waste time.
I don't. But I think the I'm not enough comes up for me as flight and fawn, where I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable because I am so disciplined. As one of the things I get today, and I think I said this when I was out at dinner the other night, was I heard a breathy undertone of when I had ordered, oh, she's so disciplined. That's another one that could come up because we've talked about some examples of when it's a subtle doubt, but then there's the it's a compliment in a sense, but if I see it as I'm not pleasing other people, I can see it as, wow. Or they'll say something like, wow, I wish I had
your willpower.
Your willpower.
Yeah.
I wish I
was
had your
disciplined.
discipline.
Yeah.
Or I hear a lot, I could never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I could never give up that.
I could never drink that much water. I could
never give up the potatoes.
Those are small, subtle things that
you would never think that I would.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't put that in the same category as you look sick.
But it could. I guess.
I think we have to talk through these.
Yeah.
Another one could be what is it? You're making us all look bad.
Because it almost sounds like a compliment at first.
But it's it's in us versus them.
It creates distance.
They're drawing an invisible. It's an us versus them.
Yeah.
We should have brought this up during that podcast.
Yep.
Another one.
You're different from me.
You're different from me is the undertone. They might not. That's not what they're saying out loud. But when they say things like "You're so good," I'm terrible at that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it's an invisible line that is drawn between us versus them.
So what's a good response you think in those kinds of situations?
God, I don't know.
It's almost like, I mean, everybody can have their own response, but if it's like, man, I wish I had your discipline. I wonder if it's like, well, it isn't discipline.
Sorry.
I always feel like I have to explain the sounds.
Because we need to record ourselves. I just hit my head.
Her laptop power cord got unplugged and she was crawling around on the floor and she knocked her head. Oh, now she just knocked her head again.
Thank you. I'm situated.
So
now.
I wonder, this actually isn't discipline. This is...
Okay, so how I respond to
this
it
is a
these
system.
days?
This is my identity, or this is what I'm doing. Or
do you know how I respond to that?
How do you respond?
I'm not disciplined at all. Because I'm actually not.
But then people argue with you.
They totally argue with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I've heard that. They're like, well, you're obviously disciplined.
I'm like, I'm not.
And
I go back to my Clifton strengths. It's your 34 strengths.
Yeah.
And it ranks them in order. My discipline is almost last.
You've done a good job of, and I just mentioned identity, but you were talking over me, so you probably didn't hear it.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got excited.
You've done a really good job of tying it to your identity.
So one of the things as a rebel in the 4 Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin is if you are a rebel.
I'm just laughing because I was just made a smartest comment to you. Sorry.
Seriously though,
keep going.
If you are a rebel, you have to tie it to your identity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's my argument. And nobody understands it when I say that. I'm like, I'm not disciplined. I've just tied it to my identity. They're like, okay, yeah, you're just really disciplined. But
I hope some people pause though and think about that. What does that mean?
Yes.
What does that mean? Even if they don't understand it, I hope that they just ask themselves, what does that mean? What does it even mean? I don't know. Because it could mean something to you different than what it means to somebody else. But, I hope that makes them at least think, well, maybe I'm not disciplined, but maybe I could be. If Lory is saying she is not just disciplined, but she can do this, then maybe I can too.
That's what I want them to know, because I am not naturally, let me say that. I am not naturally a disciplined person.
Right.
I am if it's tied to my identity, though. So I am conceding that part. But the thing is if it hasn't got into the part of your brain that is tied to your identity as a non-negotiable. I mean, look at parents.
Yeah.
You have parents out there, and I doubt parents want to actually go and pick up their kids in this pickup line that takes an hour to get through. But what are they going to do? Not go pick up their kid? It's a non-negotiable. It's just something they do.
Right.
Do you think I want to go to the gym 3 times a week? Especially when it's 90 degrees out? We actually do have air conditioning now in the gym. It just takes the edge off a little bit, but it's still hot.
Right.
Do you think I want to do that? And I sweat profusely.
Yeah.
There's times where I'm like,
she does.
It's gross. And
I'm jealous though. I wish I did.
I don't, yeah, her face just turns really red.
Yeah, it's gross.
Equally as gross.
It is equally as gross in a different way.
So I have tied it to my identity in such a way that there's non-negotiables.
I think that's a great answer though, because I mentioned I'm not disciplined, or this isn't willpower. It's a system. This is repetition.
That's right.
It's something I have found consistency. I have tracked. I have logged. I have done XYZ. And it's becoming a part of my identity, or I've tied it to my identity. I love that response. It just shows that everybody can follow a system until you change the way you think, and then it changes your behaviors. And then, we've talked about this.
But it could easily go the other way if you do tie it to your identity that pleases people.
Yeah.
So I have somehow,
and it has multiple times.
I have somehow made it okay for myself identity now to not align with everyone else's. Like there's and I think that's the rebel in me that loves being different from other people. There's a part of me that loves telling people that I don't have dinner. Typically. I'm not saying I never do, but we don't typically eat after 3 p.m. That's just something that we do. And honestly, just because we're lazy, because I don't want to spend an hour and a half every night just eating food. I can do so many other things. A couple examples how this could, if we say in the same vein of what people could hear, we're not going to get all of them that people can hear, but I want to get some different ones that don't seem as obvious. One, a few things people could hear that could kind of poke that identity disruption could be, you've changed, or you're not as fun anymore. I don't drink beer anymore with the guys. And I always tell them, I'm like, can I smell your beer? Because I love how it smells. I love beer, but it doesn't love me anymore. Take the weight part out of it. I don't sleep anymore when I have alcohol. Like, not well. I go to sleep, but I don't stay asleep. And it's just terrible. Or it could show up as, you don't eat like you used to. Or, you're so serious now.
I've actually heard of people like when they were heavier, they were funny because they felt like they had to,
of course,
to fit in or to like.
That was what your identity was adding to the situation.
And then when they lost weight, they didn't have to be funny anymore. They just didn't feel like they had to.
Yeah.
So they were like, I just thought of that. Interesting.
Some of the things that those statements could mean to you that starts to signal to you is like you could interpret it as, well, they liked the old version of me, but not the new me.
Yeah.
Which is threatening. So how easy is it to go back to the...
Yep. I must have been better before. This version is not who I should be.
Yeah.
I'm not accepted like this, or wherever your mind goes, right? It kind of goes to that I'm not enough thinking again. Yeah. It goes to that root of I'm not enough thinking, which is pretty dangerous. Another one I heard, which I hear this one a lot. One bite won't hurt.
This is
Just live a little.
I would put this in the category of maybe food pushers.
Yes, 100% food pushers.
And this is even more pressure to revert. Just live a little.
Yep.
Oh my God, just have one shot. I get that at the company parties from one individual a lot. He's actually stopped doing it these days because he knows I won't cave in. At this point, it's on principle. There's that rebel in me that is like, I'll push back against that now.
Yeah. I think this is really important to understand, though, because at least where we live in the Midwest, there are a lot of food pushers. And I don't think it's really about the food.
No. I don't think it is either.
I think it's about like...
It's you need to do what we're doing.
Yeah, it's the social community again. It's the shared behavior. Like food is social. We grew up around food. When you get together, you eat. When you get together, you share food. When somebody does something great, you get rewarded with food. It's
the shared experience.
It is, yeah. So when you change your habits, you can unintentionally break that social contract you have with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, it's like what they're really saying is come back in where it's familiar for both of us. Like come back into the fold. Like be one of us. It's an us versus them a little bit again.
It is. Oh, come on. It's a special occasion.
Yeah.
You wouldn't not have cake at this birthday, would you?
Yeah. Oh, it's so-and-so's birthday
It's
cake.
a wedding. You wouldn't, this isn't a wedding until you have the cake. Is it really? I'm pretty sure they're already married, but
pretty sure they're not going to like cheat on each other because I don't eat the cake. Like,
or there's the diet mentality. You deserve it. You've been really good.
That has been in my head.
And no one's even said it to you. Probably.
No, it's just been in my head. I deserve this. And I've had to flip the script of, no, I deserve not to have it.
That's a good one.
Like my body deserves not to have it. My body deserves to feel good. My body deserves to not be inflamed. It deserves not to carry around the extra weight. I deserve not to have it. I've had, every time I have that thought.
Is that your mantra that you kind of go through?
It is.
That's a good one.
As soon as I'm like, oh man, I've done so good. I've lost 65 pounds. Like I've lost all this weight. I haven't had a cookie for 7 months. I deserve to have that cookie. Looks good. I deserve to have that. I catch myself.
I think we need to pause here for a second. We haven't talked about this, but I think a mantra is really good for people to have in their heads when they come up against these situations. We've never really talked about this.
No, we haven't.
But I think we all kind of maybe secretly
have some.
Secretly, but we unknowingly have one. Like,
I wouldn't have called that a mantra, but I guess it is.
You're talking yourself through it. It's something you repeat to yourself.
Yep. I catch it. I'm like, no. You deserve not to have that.
Exactly. Is this food nourishing? And it could be anything. It could be what catches you from flipping back to your amygdala and keeps you in your prefrontal cortex. It's you're stating it out loud.
Yep.
You're saying, "Oh wait, I'm having,
I'm feeling
a little vulnerable here."
Yep.
Now, what is this? Is this food nourishing for you? This is not my food.
This food is not serving me in this moment.
It could be any of those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What about this one? I've been good all day. You're thinking I've been good all day. Maybe I can just have this. It's almost like another version of I deserve this, right?
But it's flipped.
Like I've been good all day. You could say I'm not cashing in my progress. I'm compounding it.
I like that one.
I don't want to stop now.
I have one. I did a vision board last year, and I still have it. And the one I have on my vision board is I printed it out and did a bubble cloud around it, and it is enough for me for today. I've got big plans tomorrow. Enough for me today, meaning I've had enough calories today. Right. I've had all the food I need that's going to nourish my body. So it's got this underlying meaning, just that. But that I say that a lot to myself if I catch myself wanting to squirrel out in the pantry or something.
Yeah. Sometimes people will I hear other people say this. I don't really ever think this, but our mom says this a lot. I need something sweet.
So what would be the mantra behind that?
I always think when she says it, so you guys are like, oh my God, you're so judgmental. But she's always like, I need something sweet. And I always think, do you? Like, what do you really need?
I need to get the saltiness out of my mouth.
Yeah. So
but then it's like you need to get the sweet out of your mouth.
I guess I'm saying, like, if you ever thought that I need something sweet, maybe the mantra is, do you? What do you need?
So
maybe you need relief.
Yeah, maybe or regulation.
Yeah, I need regulation. Yeah, do the wheel.
The most effective ones, like a good, if we're talking about powerful mantras, it's short enough to remember under stress, or maybe, and it's and it packs a good enough punch for you.
Right.
It's identity based, so it's who you are becoming, and it resonates with you in some way. It feels like it hits you more than just a surface. Does that make sense? Like it's getting down to your bones.
It's got to connect.
It's present. It's focused. Maybe it's not forever. It's just for now. And there's like an autonomy anchor. It's I choose this kind of thing. So those are kind of the components you could have.
I have one more that just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Whenever, and this hasn't happened for a while, but whenever you have that moment of like, I just don't care right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I just want to eat. I just want to go face first and some ice cream or whatever. Like, I don't care right now. I just need X. Future me will care. And I respect her.
That's a good, yeah.
Like, future me will care.
I'm doing this for, I have a lot of where, I can't feel like it's forever. So I have a couple mantras that are like, not forever, just for right now. Or like, I can have it anytime, just not today. Just not today. And you're saying that every day.
It's
so
not
it ends
off
up being,
limits.
It's not off limits, but it really isn't.
Yeah.
I'm choosing something different today. It could be, I don't need to decide forever, just this moment. So it's not you can never have it. It's just right now. This is your point of control. I've decided, and this is what I'm doing just right. So it isn't this daunting forever and ever thing that I can never have this thing.
Yeah.
We don't have to, people can make up their own.
Right.
Because we're going to say them and it's not.
I'd love to hear some other people's mantras.
Yeah.
I think when you have a group like we have, it's so cool to hear because the greatest difference between any two people is the way they think.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what other people's mantras are.
Yeah. Another one I've been trying out is this is discomfort, not danger. So it's one of those things where I'm just kind of naming it in the moment. Like, I don't even know what my emotions are sometimes, but I know there's some discomfort there because I can now recognize that I want something when I'm not physically hungry. There's discomfort going on. So I'll just name it. I don't know that it's frustration. I don't know that it's anger. I don't know that it's irritation. Like, I'm maybe not connected enough with what I'm feeling. And I'll just say, this is discomfort, not danger. I'm safe. This is discomfort, not danger. I think I always wanted to know why people said this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because where are they coming from?
Yeah, what was the reason behind that? So I don't know that these are the exact reasons why, but there could be some why people say these things. There's from a neuroscience lens. You talked about it a little bit at the beginning.
I was already trying to dig into it while we were talking about it.
And then we scrolled off on something else.
I was like, why would they do that?
There's mirror, there's a mirroring thing that happens, mirror neurons plus self-comparison. So like your change, the change that you're doing, it triggers their own awareness, their behavior gaps. It's bucking up against something maybe they feel on some level they should be doing, but they've never really expressed it out loud, but they've been wrestling with it in the dead of night with themselves. If they changed, what does that say about me? If their brain goes to that, if they're looking at you and well, Lindsay's changing, what does that say about me? Because I'm not doing those things that I somehow think I should be doing. So there's that mirror thing. You're holding up a mirror to them,
right?
Essentially.
Yeah.
There is cognitive dissonance reduction. If they're not changing, but you are, they reduce their own discomfort by minimizing your goal, by questioning your sustainability, which is what Dad did.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
She just
what
closed her eyes, and I knew you just connected that one.
Yeah.
And so for those who haven't heard that other podcast, he had said, this has been a while ago, that it was when I first lost the weight, came around the corner.
20 pounds to go or something.
I was really close, and I came around the corner, and my brother had mentioned that I had lost half of myself. Actually, I have lost more than half of myself, but that I had lost, you're half of you. Don't worry. Dad said, don't worry, she'll find the other half. That was that.
Him dismissing.
Questioning sustainability.
Yep. Questioning, yep. You're not going to be able to keep it off.
And Mom does this one a lot too, encouraging moderation. You can have a little dibby dab.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't.
Dibby dab.
She always says that. You can have a dibby dab.
Just a dibby dab.
I just had a little bit of this cake.
Yeah. I have developed this satisfaction in telling her that, like, no, that's deep fried. I can't have any of it. Like, and I almost like throw it back at her because she'll get fish and she thinks it's good. But
she actually does a good job of moderating herself.
She does. But it's like, it's battered and deep fried, and she wants me to try it. And I'm like, nope, can't have it. It's deep fried. Like, and I'll just make something up, some reason why I can't try it, just to throw it back. I'm not that nice of a daughter. But okay, go ahead.
I mean, it's protecting her own identity model is what it's doing.
Right.
She doesn't know that's what she's doing, but there's a social version, like groups like things that are stable, we love certainty. Our brains love it. Your change equals disruption to them. Like, you're bucking the norm. I'm the only one at the table asking for an alteration to my meal. People could see that as I'm being high maintenance too. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking out loud around this one that, so others unconsciously, they might not actually again, I don't think this comes from an underlying manipulation, but so others unconsciously try to bring you back to that familiar version of you. And I think I've gotten enough runway away from, because I think there's people here that don't even know that I was 200 pounds heavier. Like, I have to tell them. And what's weird is, like, when it comes up and I say it out loud, it's almost like it didn't happen. Like, I didn't do it to me, not to them. Like, to me, it feels so, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
It feels like it didn't quite happen.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long time ago at this point.
It feels like it, but it really hasn't. I'm still in that 5-year period where people remember 98% of people gain their weight back in the first 5 years that they lose the weight. I'm still in a zone.
Right.
I think I will always be in a zone where I have to watch it.
Yeah.
There's people can do this out of misguided care. Some people are genuinely concerned, but their brain equates your change equals risk. So they try to slow it down to protect you. You look sick.
This is the one that I assumed the most.
Yeah.
But I think my brain would assume this one the most, probably. Just the way I think.
I think the real risk to our journeys, if you're in maintenance or you're losing weight, or maybe you're not even trying to lose weight, you're just trying to do different things for yourself that are just better for your overall metabolic health. It's not the comment itself, because him saying those words should not have stopped my 125 pound. I should have been able to do another 80 pounds after that.
And it's not the food.
It's not the
either.
Food. It's not.
It's not the food.
It's unprocessed meaning plus lack of regulation strategy. Because those words on some level have caused discomfort in me. So if I am experiencing discomfort, the food isn't going to do jack shit. So I have unprocessed meaning, plus I don't have a good regulation strategy.
And the fastest way to reduce discomfort is to go back to what's most familiar.
Of course. The food has helped me sometime in the past, probably when I was 4 or 5 or 3 or, something very young, that my brain said, we're going to lock that sucker in because that ice cream really helped us feel better. in that moment. And it also, when we had the ice cream, we also sat with our grandpa and we experienced the community that was there. And we also shared in this moment with our dad when we had the popcorn on his lap. Like, all of these things are so deeply rooted in our brains because of an experience we had more than likely when we were a kiddo.
Yeah. That's why this matters so much, though, for us to be prepared.
It does.
For these conversations.
Prepare for these to come out of nowhere and kick you right in the gut. But without the awareness and without the preparation around these moments, which happen for me, it leads to questioning your goal, shifting your identity ceiling. You now are no longer somebody who's on a weight loss journey. No, maybe I should just maintain this at 225 pounds. Maybe I should see what that looks like. Stopping just short, which is exactly what I experienced. I don't think she is. I think she's got her stuff together. She knew this was coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I don't get the sense that.
No, she even took it as a, I'm so excited. I took it as I'm so excited this happened to me.
Yeah. Like, it's happened.
It's amazing. And she took it more as like which is a completely different topic and a completely different conversation that we could have another podcast. When your brain isn't quite where you're not recognizing your journey yet where others have. And I did this with a coworker I was on a trip with. We went shopping because what else are we going to do? So we went shopping. It was actually somebody in service that you know, and she had been losing weight as well. And I was with her and I was like, those aren't the size of jeans that you need to take into that fitting room. And she was like, no, this is, I was like, no. I was like, if you need to take those into the fitting room, that's okay. But you need to also take this size. And it was like 4 sizes down for her.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And I was like,
just take them. You
And
don't have to come out and show me, but you need to take them with you.
She did. She came out and they were like a little tight on her, but she was still losing weight. And I was like,
get them.
Do you really want to get the ones that are too big on you? And she was like, I had no idea that I could fit into that size. And I was like, you don't know until you try. You don't know. And this is your chance to try. You're here at the store. Like,
which goes back to what this individual was saying. Like, her brain isn't caught up with it yet. You need someone else that has an objective lens that's like, no, you're actually in a size 8, you big dummy head.
Yeah.
You're not in a 14 anymore.
Is a perception paradigm shift, which we could have a completely different conversation on. But anyways.
I think there's also, we've talked about this before, you can hold 2 opposing thoughts in your head around this. You can still be connected to people and continue changing.
Yes.
Both of those can absolutely be true at the same time, but I don't think we think that
it's
immediately.
An all or nothing again.
It's like, oh no, I've got to go back to that because that's what I know. I've never been able to be connected and be changing at the same time, but you can.
You can do it. You can do it. So how should we respond? Yeah, I feel like in the past I have responded a couple different ways, and I'm sure you have too. Like, there's more direct ways to respond. There's indirect ways to respond.
I typically have done the indirect ways because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. But she had a great response.
She did.
Hers was great.
It depends on how heated I am.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I mean, I think you can go very direct and grounded and confident. Like,
and maybe we encourage people to have a couple different responses because how you respond could depend on the person.
Yeah.
So I guess first, what is the goal of your response?
Right. Yeah. What is your goal? Do you want to stop them in their tracks and not ever have this conversation again? Do you want to make them feel included on your journey?
I also think that your response shouldn't be explaining yourself, defending your choices, or convincing them. I did all 3 of those at one point because I wanted everybody to feel as good as me. So I'm like, you should come and drink the Kool-Aid because you're going to feel amazing. And I promise you it's not that big of a deal to give up your potatoes for a short period of time, which, by the way, you do not need to give up your potatoes for a short period of time. That's just something I did.
I'm having potatoes tonight for dinner. So. And I don't even like potatoes. So
build your mantra toolkit, and then let's talk about their response toolkit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one option response type is just very confident. And it could be something like, I actually feel better than I have in years. Or
I'm just focusing on what feels good for me right now.
right. Yeah. It's been a positive change. I feel fantastic. Just something that it's not rude.
No.
It's confident. It kind of stops them in their tracks. It protects yourself. And I think it does potentially open the door for more questions, or maybe not. It depends on who you're talking to and the situation. But
one thing that I did that maybe is even a bridge to this one is, I'm just doing a thing. I'm just doing a thing right now.
It's a little more neutral.
It's very neutral.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining anything. And honestly, they may not. If they ask more, then we could talk more. But I'm just doing a thing right now. It doesn't, my hope is that they don't feel uncomfortable that, hey, this isn't forever. Calm down. I'm not changing forever. Like, I think those are all the things that I was checking off when I said that.
And I feel like that, we'll say that's response option 2 or whatever. Right? Like option 2 is like a more neutral response. I feel like that kind of, I don't want to say shuts them down, but that kind of like, oh, it's just a thing right now.
I'm just doing a thing.
It kind of shuts the door to questions a little bit, because it's like, oh, okay. It makes them feel, if they had concerns, it kind of eases their concerns a little bit.
I guess I should back up even before that. I would say, I'm doing this 30-day challenge. And then it turned into
temporary.
Yeah, it was temporary.
Yeah.
And then I continued that because the 30-day challenge just started over every 30 days. So I'd be like, it was always,
30-day
I'm just doing a thing. Like I didn't tack on any time to it. And it was just so easy and quick. And then they could just move on to something else if they really didn't care.
Yeah.
So and I will say, we've said this before, say these out loud. Because if you don't say these out loud, it could come out as just it could come out as if you give them a little bit of inch that you are unconfident or you're wavering,
especially the food pushers,
of course and then maybe that's your gateway response is, I'm doing a 30-day thing. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a quick challenge right now. I'm sticking to this challenge for 30, you could tell them it's for 30 days, but really deep down, that 30 days just starts over every 30 days.
Yeah.
You could be more grounded in it and start to say, I'm taking it one step at a time. You could say something like that. Or it's, I'm prioritizing my health in a way that works for me. That could be holding up the mirror too much for some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could.
But you can't,
be a little hard,
doesn't invite debate. It just signals your internal authority around it. Yeah. What are some other boundary ones? Maybe best for repeat offenders or intrusive type comments. You could say something like, I actually don't talk about my body, but I appreciate you asking. I laugh because I'm like, dang.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a little spicy.
Or I'd prefer to keep that private. Maybe. I mean, these are ones that it's like a stop. It's like I'm setting a boundary here because you're just going to keep pushing and I don't even want to talk about this with you. So these are a little more direct. They're clear. They're respectful. But they're drawing a line in the sand for people. Like, I'm good, but I'd rather focus on something else. Or I know it's well-intentioned, but I'm not discussing my weight. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's sometimes you have some people that you need to be more direct with.
Some people are just a little too nosy.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I think the only other, unless you can think of another way to respond to it, is humor. It's probably the last.
I love
humor.
Some good humor ones.
Like just disarm them, be funny. I promise I'm eating, like just intentionally or just on purpose right now. Like if you just kind of just throw some humor or a joke in there, sometimes that can just disarm them and just shut them down.
You'll have to check back in a few months.
Yeah. And just wait and see, I don't know.
I think my future self is still deciding, something that it keeps it light. I'm just seeing where this goes. That's another one that's like, I'm just trying a thing right now.
It's just light.
I'm just seeing where this goes. I'm seeing how I feel. Well, we'll call it work in progress, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. I mean, maybe we should have a couple more really direct ones. Like I'm really proud in the direction I'm going. You could say, I'm not done becoming who I'm becoming. Maybe that's a little too out there, but I mean, or I'm following what feels right for me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I trust myself to know when I'm there. I also, if people ask you how much more you have to go,
Mm-hmm.
I never told them a number. I had like 25 or 30 pounds more to lose. And people are like, how much more are you going to lose? Oh, just a few more.
Yeah.
It's none of their damn business.
Mm-hmm.
They would freak the hell out because nobody really knows what 30 pounds
Right.
off of you is going to look like. By the way, they have.
I don't even know what 30, you know what I mean? Like, you
yeah,
don't even
how
really
the hell?
know.
I don't
You
even know what my body looks like now, really. I don't,
Right.
because my brain hasn't caught up with me.
Because you
So,
can't even see it. Yeah.
so does it really matter?
Mm-hmm.
Does being, and a lot of people are like, well, I just want to be honest. Yeah, you are a few more pounds.
Yeah.
It might only be a few more pounds for you, even though maybe you've got 30 pounds in your head or something.
Right.
But yeah, I've just got a few more to go. That's what I would always say. I had like 40 more to go, or I had 20 more to go at one point.
I've always been pretty vague, and it's not because I'm trying to be vague. It's just I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna get down to this range, and we're just gonna see what that feels like. We're gonna see what that looks like. I don't know.
Do you think that is truly because you don't know, or because you don't want to be held to a number?
Probably both. I'm just going to answer both because I think I truly don't know because I've never
I agree with
gotten down to that number, but I'm also going to say both because I think once I set a magical number out there, I am so goal oriented that if I don't hit that number, I don't want to be disappointed in myself.
I think that, yeah.
That's the other side to it.
Yeah, I think you're mostly because you're just,
I don't know.
You don't know. But the other side is, I
there is
told
another
everybody
side.
I'm 10 pounds, and if I only get 8,
Right.
I haven't reached
If I walk around and say, I'm going to be 140, which that's not my goal weight, I'm just picking a number. Like, I'm going to be 140, and I can never get down to 140 because that's just not possible for me. And it's not possible for me to maintain it. It's not healthy, or for whatever reason, not just because I can't, but because it's not healthy. Then I don't want to walk around and be like, well, I never made it. And even if it's just internal for me, I don't want to feel like I failed.
Exactly.
So,
and honestly, you could bump around in a 10-pound range, and that's okay.
Yeah, very
There's
true.
going to be times where you do go on vacation and you can have some things, and you're going to be up. You might be up 5 or 8 pounds when you come back.
Right.
And what you do after that matters.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I gained 10 pounds back. Yeah, maybe, but probably not. You probably didn't build 10 pounds of fat in 5 days.
I know we're probably getting long on time, but I just want to say really quick. We Adam and I were in Texas. We took Opie. I went for work, and Adam drove down with our dog, and we did Franklin barbecue in Austin, Texas. It's an amazing experience. You have to get in line at 5 a.m. And Adam had met a gentleman earlier in the week because Adam was doing barbecue.
I love this story.
Adam was doing barbecue trips while I was working because I had to speak at a conference. Adam was having a vacation. He was doing barbecue all over the place in Texas. And he had met a gentleman earlier in the week where you basically tailgate all morning in line to get barbecue. It's just a thing that they do down there. Just want to explain that to everybody. And so him and this gentleman became really good friends. He is from Columbus, Ohio. So pretty close to us.
Yeah.
It's like 4
Midwest.
hours away. Yeah, Midwest. And he had told him, hey, my wife and I are going to be at Franklin Barbecue, which is one of the number one places in Texas to get barbecue. We're going to be here on this day. Do you want to go? And he was like, yeah, I'll meet you guys there. And Adam was like, we'll save you a seat in line. We'll get a chair for you and we'll save you a seat. So we had an extra seat for him. And it's funny because Adam, he warned me. He was like, he's kind of a big guy. Like he warned me before he showed up. And I was like,
I wonder why he warned you.
I don't know. I was like, oh, okay. Like I wasn't going to be able to take it. Like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just like, all right. And he was like, he was kind of my size before I started to lose weight. Is what he said. Which Adam has lost 50 pounds now.
Yeah.
So Adam's looking good. And I was like, okay, it's not a big deal. And So he showed up, really nice guy. We were there, like you get there at 5 a.m. I think his friend showed up like at 7 a.m. and we still had until 11 until this place opens up. So you haven't done this with me, have you? Okay, so you haven't done this with me. We've done this several times before, Adam and I have. And there's a coffee place that's like a little over a half mile away. And then a half mile past that is a graveyard. It's for all of the service members from Texas. It just honors them. Like Chris Kyle is buried there, for example. And so it ends up being almost a 2-mile walk in total, but it's something to do, to see and to spend some time. So it was like 8:30 or so. We're like, let's go get some coffee. So all three of us got up. We just left our chairs. There's like a ton of people there, so it's totally secure. So we all got up and we started to walk to get coffee. And then after we got coffee, we're like, hey, do you want to go an extra half mile? We'll go to see this graveyard. And he's like, yeah, sure. And so we started to walk even further. And he started to talk about the weight loss journey that he has been on. And he said that he had lost, I think he said he had lost.
Didn't you say 100 pounds or something?
Yeah, I think it was 160 pounds, I think, total he had lost. And
did Adam know? Adam didn't know this at the time when he started. Yeah.
Adam had no idea. And he said that he had gained 70 back.
Okay.
But he was talking about how,
He caught it.
He caught it, right?
That's awesome.
But he was because we were walking and he was talking about how, when he's a chef is his profession. So just think of what he does all day, right? He was talking about how when you're that heavy, you think it's okay. And you think that it's okay. I'm this heavy. I feel fine. This is just how life is.
I'm a chef, so this is just how it is.
How it's supposed to be.
There are plenty of chefs that are not
heavy, right? And he said, when you lose the weight, you realize how good life can feel.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that you can go on a half-mile walk to get coffee, and then you can go an extra half mile to go pay respect to these service members. And then you can walk a whole mile back to get in line for barbecue again. And you realize how great life is. And you realize how good life can feel. That, it did hurt to walk. And it did hurt to get up in the morning. And how inflamed life can be. And he was talking about how, he's like, I gained 70 pounds, but I caught it. I'm doing something about it. And Adam started to talk about how he has been on, he's in Texas, and he's like, he started to drink Dr. Pepper because he's in Texas, and Dr. Pepper's made in Texas, and it's really good. He loves it. But Adam said, only in Texas. When I get back to Indiana, I'm not, and Adam was like, I'm probably going to gain weight while I'm down here. And his friend was like, buddy, it's okay. It's all about what you do when you get back.
I love that it was like he was meant to meet this guy and hear that.
It really was. And now that, of course, Adam is like, he's like our grandpa. He makes friends like so easily. Like where I am just kind of like, I'm going to read this book. You guys just talk. I'm just going to be antisocial and read this book. They're friends with social media. They're probably going to go on barbecue trips together in the future. So I think it's great. But it was really good for Adam to hear that because we've been back. He hasn't had any soda. You know what I mean? Like he's back on it. I think it was perfect for him to meet somebody outside of us and hear a story of extreme weight loss and to feel and to hear what that felt like to carry around that weight and to feel that burden and now to feel better and to be able to move and live life and still experience barbecue. But it's all about what you do when you get back.
It is.
It's okay to gain 5 pounds, 8 pounds when you're on vacation. And what you said is what reminded me of it.
Yeah.
But it's what you do when you get back.
It really is. I think it's even important for him to see that somebody gained 70 pounds back.
Yeah. I mean, he's seen it with us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but he may not know the numbers.
Yeah.
But to see it on a guy, for him to say, this guy he's probably the size I was when before I started. And to know that he's got to lose about 70 pounds, which is roughly around how much Adam needs to lose in the end. Adam has about 20 more pounds to go, is what he's thinking right now.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting karma moment, maybe not karma, but just a moment in life. I think he was meant to meet this guy.
He was meant to meet him at this point in his journey for sure.
Yeah.
I totally feel like that was put in his path for a reason. When you were saying that, now I lost what I was thinking. Poop. Maybe I'll think of it.
Yeah.
It's something that these things are put along your journey, but if you're not paying attention to them, you won't see them.
Right.
And I strongly believe that that's why you're meant to go around the mountain as many times as you are, because you didn't pick it up the first time. Maybe it was completely put in your path and you were like, nope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was meant. Like, we're saying all of these things, like, here are the things that people could say to you.
Yeah.
I think we also, being aware of this, is things that maybe we have been somebody who have said these things to somebody else.
That's a good point.
That now we know that we're in the thick of it. And maybe somebody who's listening to this isn't not. Maybe they aren't in the thick of it. Maybe they're just starting it, or maybe they're thinking of starting it. But maybe I have actually said these kinds of things to somebody else. So what if Adam met this guy and this guy was, rail thin, and he was like, yeah, I'm still on a weight loss journey. And Adam said, really? How much more do you got to go?
Right.
And it would have been completely innocent. And even if that accidentally came out of my mouth, I would have been like, I want you to hear what I'm really saying here. You look great. Tell me how much more I really want to know about your journey.
Yeah. Because I've also been on a, just open up.
Yeah.
I've also been on a journey.
So now that you know what this could do to somebody's brain from a neuroscience standpoint, I think.
Connect.
Make a
connection.
Be aware, be present. And for every action, there's a reaction.
Yeah.
I guess final thought on this. You don't need a perfect response, but you do need to know this could come, and you do need a response. You need a response that keeps you aligned.
Yep. Until next time, stay curious.
Keep experimenting.